Hi, Sagittarius. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading. Welcome back to all my Sagittarius. Welcome to anybody that's new. This is for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus, and any cross watcher. Today, we're going to ask Spirit, what are they hiding? What is the person that you're thinking of hiding? Are they hiding any feelings? Are they hiding anything that's going on in their life that you should know? Anything Spirit wants to share with me. So we're going to get to the heart of what your person is thinking and feeling today, and even some of their fears, something along those lines. So let's get started. Let's call in our spirit guide. Spirit, if you could please share with me any messages of guidance, any messages of love that you have for my Sagittarius. What is their person hiding? What is it that you want them to know about this connection? Where are we headed? I am listening for you now. Let's see what we have. I have presence of absence. Hold what is absence in the presence of your love. So this feeling of missing you. Sometimes you can be with somebody in a relationship and still feel like you are missing them. Okay. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it's that person who's been married for a long time who feels lonely in their marriage. All right. So there's this feeling of somebody missing you. Maybe I miss spending time with you. I miss our time together. I miss how things were. So there could be something going on along those lines. Let's see what else they're saying. Moving forward, the first step is taken within our stillness. So while we take a break, while we are thinking about our thoughts, it's a little bit of one step forward. You know, in order to get out of this, I miss you or I'm lonely, we have to make a forward movement for a change. We spend more time together. We are more, accommodating to each other. We put each other first as a priority, Spirit just said. So moving forward. And then I have perspective. A calm and clear mind is free to see things differently. So taking a step back, all right, not being upset about things and trying to look at things from a new perspective, all right? Where do we go from here? What's happening next? Instead of making a rash decision, Spirit just said, instead of just like getting upset and letting your emotions run wild, it's almost this feeling of taking a step back before we can move forward, because I don't want to say something I'm going to regret, or I don't want to do something I'm going to regret. So let's see what this healing is. Let's see what we are working on. Spirit, what is this connection? What is going on in this connection? I have a Hanged Man, this pause, this waiting feeling. 5 of Cups. I have an 8 of Pentacles. I have a 7 of Cups. So I do have this feeling of somebody keeps disappointing you. Could be just a matter of time, that time, putting you first, I guess, is important. Maybe you just don't feel that they have been putting you first, and time together is important to you. Like, I'm keep getting disappointed. I feel like I'm always waiting around for this person. If you're waiting for their calls, if you're waiting for them to spend time, and it is causing you to think of what of all your options. All right. So before you jump forward and jump into something else, you are looking at like, what are my options? And you always have options. If you're not happy in any relationship, you always have options. So right now, Spirit's saying, we've got some work to do, put some work into this. Let's start to see what they're thinking and feeling. What are they hiding from us? I have a Queen of Wands. So they think that you're wonderful. You're amazing. So why aren't they spending more time with us? They think you're a perfect match for them. So there's no reason. It's not like they want somebody else. I mean, it's you that they desire. And they think that you have a lot in common and you're perfect together. So it has nothing to do with that. So let's just see if we can get to the heart of it. I have a 10 of Swords. They feel like they have to change something within themselves. There's something going on within themselves. Like, I've got to put an end to something. I have to put some closure to something. And they've got a lot of juggling to do with the 2 of Pentacles. So it could be in another area of their life, like their career, their finances. They want more balance in their life. I do have the Devil at the bottom of my deck. I do want to get some clarification on that, because I feel like there is somebody interfering in this connection. And when I said closure, it was almost this feeling of, at what point are you going to say no to this other person? So, Spirit, can I have some clarification just on that devil card for me, please? You may have somebody that's in a situation that has an ex that has children together that causes all kinds of havoc or things like that. And it's just very frustrating because you can't move forward with this person. They can't give you the time you need because this person just consumes their energy. They're giving them strength. Okay. I have a Queen of Wands, so I do feel like you're the one that they desire. And there's the passion there. Something's going to shift and change. Okay, I'll take that. And what do we need to do? They're trying to come up with some solutions. Like, you're the one that's giving them the strength. So right now, maybe they're an emperor, so they're strong in things in other areas of their life, but they've got to walk away. They have to walk away from a connection or a past. It's holding them back. Ten of Swords. So that's what they're working on. Either they're afraid to, finally make that, like, I don't want to upset the shopping cart. I don't want to upset anybody because then it could be worse. They've got to put their foot down and put you first. Okay. That's how it's coming into me. So if they have to say no to somebody else, that could be what they're afraid of. That could be what they're hiding is, I'm just, intimidated, or I don't want to upset anybody else, so they just kind of appease somebody on an ongoing basis is how I feel. But they are going to have to walk away and put an end in order to give you the energy and the time that you need. Otherwise, it's going to be a revolving door of, I can't do this all the time. I have sunglasses, watching, looking, okay. Hiding behind something is I feel like they put those shades on because then you can't see into their eyes clearly. They're hiding a little something from you. They're holding back a little something from you. So just make sure if they do have to communicate with a third party of some kind, that about it. They're not holding anything back from you. They're not hiding from you. I have girl talk, time with friends, moving on. There is a part of you that is saying, is it time for me to move on? Do I want to deal with this for the rest of my life? Some of you may be actually thinking, if this doesn't change or this situation doesn't get better, I have options too. So keep that in mind. I have the Sword and Rose, clarity and truth, a revelation. So being honest with you, I do feel like we're going to get to a point where this person finally admits that it is interfering with their life. Maybe you weren't in their life before and they were able to deal with it. But now that there's somebody else in their life, it is interfering with their life. It's interfering with their personal life and their privacy and what they want to do. So they are seeing it crystal clear. Now, whether they're saying that to you or not right now is a different story, but they are just kind of keeping it close to their chest and trying to play like all the cards. But it's not like they are in an emotional relationship with this person. I feel like it's a situation of some kind that they can't get out of. Healing my heart. They're healing from their heartbreak. Okay. They're healing in some way. So every time this person, because especially if they have kids connected to this person, it could be, it's very difficult. But I do feel like that is something they're holding back, that they're working on. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to close this chapter of my life. It was a big part of my life for a long time, and I'm just trying to heal. So do they come out and say, I'm healing? No. Do they come out and say, I love being with you and I want to be with you and I want to make this work? Yes, those would be the types of things that they're trying to share with you. But they could be just trying to close that chapter of their life and heal at the same time as they're trying to make you happy. So it's kind of a lot going on for them, and they're holding back their feelings about it all. Six of Swords, they are trying to move on, Page of Pentacles. Okay, a little bit of a rebuilding there, rebuilding my finances. I am attracted to you. You are the person that I want to be with. So it has nothing to do with that. They definitely feel like this is putting a lot of weight on this connection. So it's the elephant in the room that we don't talk about. Okay, it's the every time their phone rings and it's somebody else, you feel like they're holding back from you or they're hiding something from you. It's either they start to share that information with you, or you're gonna get frustrated. So maybe they just need to be really honest and truthful. There it is. I'm hoping they're moving in the direction of this king, because if they just start to really be open with you about everything that's going on, anytime somebody connects with them, reaches out to them, interferes with them, because they have to start defending their own privacy in their own life to move forward. And that's what this is all about. They have to decide that they have to move on, from their past so that they can move towards you and they can start, they're coming out of a storm. It's they're coming out of this is the Wizard of Oz. So they're coming out of the tornado and from the cellar. And they're like, we're together after the storm and we're going to continue. We're going to continue on this journey together. And so they have to make up their mind, okay, that they're putting you first, okay? And that's the most important thing I'm feeling, all right? It's like they are finally closing a door to the past and looking at what's right in front of them, which is going to make you feel a lot better because you're right in front of them and you need to feel like you come first. Yeah. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I feel like the wounds are deep with that Four of Swords. I feel like the wounds are deep. Maybe they're deeper than they had ever shared with you. Maybe that's something you haven't even talked about them. They could just be like, yeah, it was over, but we never really got into the gory details of how it ended or anything like that. So maybe the wounds are deep and this person is holding that back and saying, I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to put you first and I'm trying to make everybody happy and not create chaos and drama and craziness in my life. So he's trying to appease everybody. He or she is trying to appease everybody. Let's see what they're saying. I have yes to an ego death. The journey wasn't easy. They're fully aware of their mistakes and want to make things right. So this feeling of you may have said something to them like, I feel like you're taking me for granted. I feel like when that phone rings, you jump. But when the phone rings for me, you're not jumping so fast. So that's their ego making choices. What's their priorities? And you have to come first. So if they're finally saying, I want to make things right, I want to put you first, that's a big thing. I have a detox period, cleaning up their life and getting ready to start a new life with you. I love that. Letting something go, getting somebody, and it doesn't have to be a substance detox. It can be an emotional energy. I'm physically getting someone out of my system. Okay. Something like that. And then I have yes to an option, not ready to commit, but they don't want to lose you either. They want to keep their options open. So that maybe we're just not to a point where we're talking about commitment. Certainly this person has to show you more effort for you to want to even commit with them right now. But they are saying no to a third party. They're involved with someone else who they feel obligated to when they put you first. So they have to put you first. Now, obligated, there's a difference between obligation and I'm sleeping with somebody, okay? So an obligation is I have an ex-wife and we still have to continue to raise children together, okay? So I have to communicate with this person. That would be an obligation, all right? So they have this obligation. That's exactly how I feel from the beginning, this obligation to somebody else or some situation, but they do want to put you first. And that is really what's at the crux of this reading. It's the feeling of they're coming to making up their mind that if they don't put you first, they're going to lose you. So they've been holding back, they've been hiding, behind this kind of shield of, I just hope everybody's happy. And we're not really talking about, what's really going on in the situation, which is what we need to start to do. I have wild, nothing can tame a spirit like this. I feel like they're wild about you. I feel like it's good. I've been hurt too many times. I'm worried about unfaithfulness. That could be a feeling that they're hiding. They could be totally into you. Maybe their ex cheated on them. Maybe their ex really, that was the deep wound that I felt that they really haven't shared with you the gory details of. And they're really just scared of you being unfaithful to them or anybody being unfaithful to them again. Okay. So that's a sense of insecurity, or that's a sense of trust. We need to work on that. A sense of isolation, that nobody cares. At the end of the day, they're holding back feelings of, all I do is take care of everybody else, and who takes care of me. So there could be some of those kinds of feelings out there. There's the person who's always giving, and then takes a step back and says, well, what about me? What's in it for me? So they could be pulling back for some reason like that. You want to be careful. You want to make them feel appreciated. As much as you want to come first, you want to put them first. Wise, I found the wisdom needed to change my perspective. Putting themselves in your shoes, okay? That they're finally starting to realize that your mental health or your well-being comes first also. So they want to make you happy. They want you to feel secure. So there's a lot going on with that also. Spirit, what else do you need us to know? What are they hiding? What are they hiding? They truly are wild about you, but the fear of unfaithfulness is out there. Like, what if I give you my heart? What if I give you everything and then you do to me what somebody else did? Well, you're not that person, right? You're not the person who hurt them. You're not the person who, hurt them in the past. But I don't care who you are. If you've been hurt from somebody in the past, on either side, you have a trust, we have a trust issue. Okay. We want to trust, and you could be upset about that. Like, they're holding back on trusting you when you've done nothing wrong, and that's upsetting, so it's like, how can you not trust me when I've done nothing wrong? Okay. They're not trusting you because of somebody else. It's not fair. 7 of Wands, don't give up on this connection, Spirit's saying. 4 of Cups, a little bit of patience. I have a 3 of Wands. I still see a future. And I have a King of Cups. So there's a lot of love here. There's some unconditional love. I want to give you my heart. I do feel that. And I have a King of Wands. So King of Cups, King of Wands is really strong for me. It is a feeling of, I do love you. I love you, and I'm passionate about you, and I only want to be with you, and I want to make everything right, and I want everything to be, easier, maybe, in a perfect world. So they may be struggling with, how can I make this all easier? How can I make you understand that I've got to keep peace of some kind, or I've got to, I've got to satisfy everybody. So sometimes it's probably overwhelming for them, and they probably get discouraged. But I do feel like at the end of the day, they've made up their mind that they want to be with you. So they're going to shift their priorities to you. So that's the most important thing. You are my soulmate. They could be feeling that you guys are connected divinely. Gorgeous. I only want to be with you. And that at the end of the day is, I feel like they've made up their mind. All right. So whatever you feel like, and there are, I hate to say, crazy exes out there that, they come back into somebody's life. They make it difficult as soon as the person's trying to move on. They don't even want that person. They might even be with somebody else. They just do it out of spite, envy, jealousy, of you. Okay. But your person is saying, I only want to be with you. So those feelings, if they haven't told you that, then maybe they're holding back on, letting you know that they only want you. But I have a feeling they're letting you know that they only want to be with you and that they really have deep feelings for you. I need to make it right with you. That I believe also. Okay. I want to make it right. I only want to be with you. You know, how do I prove to you? How do I prove to you my love? Right. So that's coming in. Sometimes you start to think, should I jump ship because I'm not getting the attention I need, or this person isn't as devoted to me as I am to them. Give this a little more time. I feel like your person is doing the best that they can. I do feel like they're going to make it right. I really do. I can't get you off my mind. So obviously somebody who isn't walking away and somebody who isn't ready to give up on this connection. So give this more time, work through whatever it is that is this interference of some kind, in old wounds or old thoughts, even that, and just allow this energy to become closer and closer. All right. I do feel like they want to make it right. So that is really important. We've got some trust issues. We have to get over that. We need more time together. I do feel like this person is trying to close the door to their past so that they can put you first. And that's really what this reading was all about. So let's put this out into the universe and ask Spirit to guide you. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. Thank you to all of my Sagittarius. If you're new, welcome. Love for you to join us. Thank you for the comments, the likes, your feedback. I really appreciate all of that. And if anyone is interested in a private reading with me, go to my website, KathyMamolen, psychicmedium.com.